The night it happened, terror gripped me in a way I'd never known. My wife, clutching her belly, screamed in the passenger seat, crimson seeping through her pale dress. I ignored traffic lights, swerved through intersections, desperate to reach help. The hospital doors loomed ahead, cold and merciless. Voices, alarms, footsteps. Everything collided into a dizzying chaos. Then the doctor appeared. His expression wasn't panic. It was something heavier, recognition. He scanned her chart, looked at her, then at me. He summoned colleagues, whispering urgently in corners. One stepped out, motioning me aside. His voice was low. "Sir, did she say anything unusual lately?" Something in his hesitation cut deeper than her screams. I shivered. "What do you mean?" I asked. He didn't answer, only stared as if I were the last to see a truth already written.
"She survived."
The child did not. They told me it was a placental abruption, sudden, devastating, inexplicable. But the doctor's face lingered in my mind, a mix of sorrow and something else, something I couldn't name. His whispered words to the nurse, the way he avoided my eyes, it gnawed at me. When I asked for the medical files, the nurse hesitated before handing them over. Amid the charts and jargon, one note screamed at me, inconsistent paternal markers. My first thought was error, misunderstanding, mistake. But deep inside, a quiet, patient suspicion had already started its work. I thought of the long nights she said she worked late, the sudden trips, the changed passwords, the avoidance in our bedroom. What I had brushed off as fatigue now bore the weight of deception. Every excuse, every smile, every tender apology, it all made sense in a horrifying clarity. I watched silently, feigning my grief. I obtained every medical record I could, under the guise of understanding the loss. I collected DNA samples discreetly, from toothbrushes, hair strands. The hospital had preserved tissue from the autopsy. And while the waiting stretched endlessly, I observed her. Her tears were precise, rehearsed almost, her sorrow calculated. At night, she stared into empty walls, hiding thoughts I was beginning to sense. Then came the message on her phone, from a contact saved only as M. "You can't disappear from me. We need to talk." I didn't respond. I let her actions speak. She visited the cemetery the next day, carrying nothing, her hands empty, her scent foreign, perfume I had never worn. The DNA results arrived on a dull Monday morning. I didn't open them at once. I brewed coffee, let the cold settle into my bones, then broke the seal. The numbers were absolute. 0% chance. No ambiguity. No excuses. That evening, when she returned, I set the envelope before her. She froze. "What's this?" "Proof," I said quietly. Her hands trembled as she reached for it, and I stopped her. I already knew. She broke apart, spilling the story I had feared but long suspected. An affair, a pregnancy concealed, the silent hope that I would never notice. Her tears were for herself, for the life she had undone. When she finished, I handed her the hospital certificate. "This is the only thing that ever truly belonged to both of you," I said. She crumpled into the chair, begging for forgiveness I could not grant. I walked away, silent and composed. Behind me, she called my name like a plea to a god long abandoned. I didn't return home that night. I drove through the city until the lights blurred into nothing. The grief was gone. The rage had faded. Only the truth remained, stark, cold, undeniable. At sunrise, I called a lawyer. When asked why, I said simply, "She lost something that was never mine to lose." I watched the dawn spill across the windshield. For the first time in months, I felt nothing.